Hello and welcome, viewers from Becoming Mom Summit, as well as anyone who is here to have an introduction to energy balancing. The body of work I'm introducing in this video, some of it's based on science, some on energy practices from around the globe, and on one woman's extraordinary gift, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a moment. My name is Georgiana Johnson, and I'm a certified clinical Eden energy medicine practitioner. This arises from the comprehensive, unconventional, and profound set of teachings and techniques from Donna Eden. Many people have begun applying these teachings and ideas to support well-being. First, I'll introduce a little bit about Donna Eden and the Eden method, then why balanced energy is beneficial, and finally introduce 3 techniques, how they may benefit the body's energies and how the techniques are done. So let's begin. We're talking about the visionary work of Donna Eden, a woman who since childhood has been able to see the body's energies. That unique ability and her willingness to share it with others has evolved into a wondrous gift for the advancement of energy balancing. And within a few years of her sharing the work, healthcare practitioners were taking notice. Many years ago, I became aware of a nurse who worked for a hospital, and this nurse trained in Donna's work and began teaching other nurses, and the hospital, which was supportive of complementary practices, agreed to open a class on Donna's offerings to the public. Donna's husband, David Feinstein, is a clinical psychologist, and together they speak to audiences around the globe. In the training classes I've attended, the faculty included at least one doctor of Oriental medicine, some acupuncturists, some massage therapists, and some in the mental health field. And other students in the class I attended were massage therapists, doulas, psychologists, and medical doctors. Many who were there had no healthcare training. They were there to learn how to help themselves and their families with this natural approach of working with the body's wisdom for well-being. Now, some of the beauty of Donna's work is that since not everyone sees energy like she does, she created a way for us to assess energy, to ask the body for its wisdom. This method is based on kinesiology, and it's a way to check for energy balance. Let me give you an example. I've always thought I was a grounded, earth-connected person. As I learned how to assess myself and checked those areas relating to grounding, I found areas where, yes, it appeared I was consistently in balance. And I found other areas where it appeared I was consistently out of balance. So I began doing certain techniques to support changing that out of balance habit into inviting in an in-balance energy habit. I began to notice that I felt better. I didn't feel bad when I started, yet there were changes, positive ones, that I liked. Less emotional fluctuation, more of a centered presence through the day, and less physical discomfort. Yes, less physical discomfort. For instance, I noticed that my shoulder muscles seemed to be more relaxed and my neck muscles seemed to have relaxed. Overall, I was just more relaxed. In fact, studies support that grounding helps to calm the nervous system and improve mood. And I was experiencing both of these, plus more. So why do natural energy patterns go out of balance? Good question. So here I am. I'm in the center here. Energy's around me, and of course, energy's flowing through me, inside of me. And here's the balanced, harmonious depiction. Then through the day, energies may fluctuate depending on what I encounter, what I experience, and what is hoped for. What I hope for is that I have resilience. So I have a habit of balance to where the energies will return. Yet sometimes an out of balance energy habit develops, and possible reasons might be stress, long-term stress, or extended illness, or an injury. In my example of grounding, I don't know what or how, why or when. Why did that out of balance condition appear to happen? I don't know. Yet, what I'm grateful for is the ability, by working with my body's wisdom, to invite in an imbalanced energy pattern. So now I'd like to talk about some initial techniques. And as a reminder, if you are considering beginning energy balancing, speak with your healthcare team, prenatal or other, about your interest in including it into your care. Some teams may be familiar and some may not, yet the possible benefits of relaxation, being more comfortable in the body, those may interest your team. So if they are familiar, they might have recommendations for someone in your area, and always seek qualified practitioners. Now, some of the techniques today are variations on the originals. If and when you decide to do the techniques, do what is comfortable. And here's an interesting note. Visualizing has effect. Science supports that. And I've seen Donna show the effect of visualization in front of a group. The ability to turn my head, my range of motion increased while I was visualizing that I was doing what Donna was doing in front of the group. It was amazing. So now I sometimes visualize techniques while I'm waiting in line or waiting for someone. This first technique Donna calls the Wayne Cook, as it is a variation on a technique created by Wayne Cook, who was a researcher in the energy force fields of the body. Donna says this exercise supports reducing upset and overwhelm, brings a calm centering and clearer thinking. It assists in connecting the energies of the front and the back of the brain. And for this demonstration, I will do a seated variation. So first, I'm going to bring my hands up and then cross them, and then turn them and hold hands with myself. My arms are comfortable as I breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I will breathe this way 3 times. And as I inhale through the nose, my body just naturally lifts with the inhale. And then I uncross them, whichever hand's in front, I bring around to the rear. I hold hands again and breathe in. And then that final third breath, I undo my hands, put the fingertips together, and place the thumb between my eyebrows. Inhaling 2 times here. I'm going to do one more inhale. Put my fingertips onto my forehead and exhale as I drag them out towards my temples. Now, this next technique is based in science, and it's based on our natural design. And your baby will confirm the basis of it when baby begins to crawl. Left brain, right side, right brain, left side. We can notice this when we walk, we crawl, we dance, we swim. Donna calls it cross crawl and says it is good for balancing energy, for coordination, and to support clear thinking. It is also a primary energy pattern upon which other patterns relate. So it's good to have crossing energies. So I'll offer a variation, a seated variation. For this one, I'm going to bring one hand across the body and just touch the top of the thigh, if I can. And I'll get that motion started and going. And by the top of the thigh, I mean the front of the thigh. And I'll do this for about a minute. Again, this is a variation on the cross crawl. And this final technique, Donna says, is one of her favorite ways to build an energetic connection during pregnancy between mother and baby. She calls it the heart to womb connection. This one is done standing, lying down, or for our purposes today, seated. So it starts with a couple breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then placing hand over heart center and the other hand gently over the womb continues with a couple more breaths. And then regular breathing. Now, all of these techniques are described in Donna's book, Energy Medicine for Women. There's a chapter in there on fertility, pregnancy, and birth. We've talked about some of Donna Eden's growing in popularity self-care method. We've talked some about energy, balancing it, possible benefits. And we've discussed 3 techniques: Wayne Cook, cross crawl, and heart to womb connection. So I wish each and every one of you a wonderful life journey, for you are, each in your own ways, birthing the future. And for that, I say thank you.